working with Paula, and for
Yeah.
today I'm running the technology, and so let's do like this. I will not mute you, so you have open line all the time. So please just break in.
Okay.
I'm sitting in the southern part of Sweden on a snowy field at a place called Österlen. So it's was 20 degrees minus when I woke up this morning. So it has been a beautiful winter here. Absolutely. So over to you, Paula, and the recording
Yes,
has
thank you,
started.
Håkan. Okay, thank you, Håkan. Welcome, Jetica and Mandar. I'm very glad that you made time for this, and my aim with the webinar is to give you as much value, insights, and answer to your questions the best possible, and get the most out of this. And here it's not only you the ones learning, but it's also me, certainly, learning more about you, and how different people work with the project work and how to improve it. So a little bit about myself. I come from Mexico originally. I grew up in Mexico City, and I have been working for the YMP already for 6-7 years. Mm. And I started tutoring in both project works and assignments, and over the years I have been also doing other things, but one of my core activities in the YMP is communicating and giving feedback. I enjoy it very much. Sometimes it's there is more time to do it, sometimes less, but I try to be close, as close as possible. And now with the webinars is for me like a huge opportunity to get the community feeling, and today it's great that we have a good number of participants and able to talk openly, so feel free to ask your questions after each slide if you want. Feel free if I'm speaking too fast or you do not understand something, just feel free to ask. I'm very glad to repeat it, and just feel free. So I have a background in environmental economics. I have done research for the design of environmental policy in Mexico, and then have done some consulting in Sweden on tourism and economic activities, business opportunities in tourism, in the tourism sector. And so I've been working with different stakeholders, and my background has helped me to be able to do this diverse feedback that needs to be done in the YMP. So I think it's a great combination. And I have a little more than 10 years, I was counting, of experience teaching, like tutoring and teaching at different levels, like primary school, like English and maths, and then also at university level on economics, fundamentals of economics, like helping, being a professor assistant, and then also for officials for the environmental ministry in Mexico. So I really like teaching and tutoring. So I think that would be enough as an introduction, because we do not have that much time. Yeah, we have 50 minutes, but I really want to dig into the webinar, and let's start. So let me see, how do I, so yes, I have this flow for the presentation, a little bit of the IIIE and the YMP. I added this thinking, like, in case we would have participants that are not part of the YMP, so they would need an introduction. But unless you have any question about the YMP, the origin of the YMP, we can go directly to the project work. What do you say? Is there any question about the whole program? Manda and Jetica? Or I will go as the flow, as I have it here, but then we can, I will go through the slides of the YMP rather fast, since
Jessica,
you
you
are
should be
already
online again.
Yeah, you can go fast. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So the YMP, it's global web-based education, and the idea it is designed for students, young students. We are already in 113 countries, and yeah, you can read. Our aim is to promote local activities and international networks, or well, there are more aims than that, but that's what happens in the YMP. You get to do local activities and through an international environment. The main components of the YMP program are the learning missions. We have 18 learning missions, and every third learning mission we have assignments. No, each learning mission have assignments. And the purpose is to combine the online learning with offline activities. The idea is that you learn when you do. So we need experience and experiential learning, and we do that through the assignments.
I think, Paula, we are aware of the learning missions and the assignments, and I think the kids are enjoying that. Whenever they have to do some excursions, we are doing that also. So it's a good experiential learning for them. I think the question is of the feedback mission. Can you just give some more details about the feedback missions?
Yes, it's good you mentioned this, and it's really a cornerstone on the learning. Just for the people listening to the replay, the feedback missions are missions that both teachers and students have. And what happens is that once a group has completed an assignment, their assignment goes to another group from another country in their global classroom, and that other group goes through the assignment written by the students and follow a number of criteria. It's 3 criteria, and the idea is to rate the assignment read. But very important is to justify why the group is giving that certain rate. It's like comment on the assignment, ask for clarification, and this is very important, that more than the rating, because the rating says something, but that's a little bit subjective. For example, one of the criteria is the effort put in the assignment. That may be a little bit hard sometimes to judge after reading an assignment. But what is important is the comment, and here I would really want to encourage all students and teachers to put an effort on really trying to trying to understand and to understand the assignment and to explain why you are rating in a certain manner, like and the idea, an ideal feedback mission would be where there is a exchange of comments and clarifications that does not end with the with one comment or with just saying this was a good assignment and yes, the group put effort, because that's not giving value. And there are assignments that are interesting, and there is a lot to comment sometimes, because one, like, I think that one has to remember when giving a feedback that the other group is in another country, and really try to put yourself on what is written by the other country. Try to see, for example, once I read one feedback was really, I would call it like a top feedback, because there was I don't remember which country it was, but the student said that there was a problem with waste, because there was waste on the streets, and something like they explained, and it really looked like a great place. So so there was a group that said, this doesn't look good. But then another student came, and their comment was like, well, we live in Scandinavia, and in Scandinavia we didn't even think about waste. We just go and sort the waste, uh, and they were like amazed by wanted to know, like, can you send pictures? How does it look? Like, it was so dirty. So it was like you could see that that the group was really like not only listening, reading, there is waste here and there, but really they were curious, like, to understand how does it is to live in a place where there is waste in the streets. So it's about getting curious, and sometimes the assignment may not be perhaps the group did not put that much effort in the assignment, so you may feel that, okay, I don't have anything to comment on this because there is no content. But then that's good content. It's like, could you explain more? And then the group, when they read their feedback, they may write and explain more. So it's just also helping each other as a community to bring the best out of the other group, because sometimes students are not used to describe or to put that much effort, so it's just helping the others also to bring their best by asking questions, because there is learning. And
Paula, it seems like
yes.
Getika has a question here. I have unmuted
Yes.
you again. It seems like the system is muting everybody after 5 minutes. So please use the question form, and I will forward it to Paula. Getika?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like in the feedback mission, if a group has uploaded a picture, but it is not seen in the assignment.
Yeah,
So
that's the
like,
problem.
yeah, so many times the group has got a comment that you would get more credits if you have uploaded a picture, but they have already done it, because there is a lock in the, I mean, there is a box in the assignment to upload the pictures. It is not seen when you are reading the assignment of the group. The picture is seen as a different identity, but not along with the write-up. So in that case, the people who are reading the assignment are not able to match the picture and the write-up, and that is how they are not able to coordinate.
Okay.
Why is it so?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds like a bug to me.
Yeah, and it's also like the picture. I see the pictures when they come up on the stories page.
Yeah,
But
they come up. Yeah,
It is there on the story stage, but not when you
but it's
ask to
not
give a
connected.
feedback.
yeah.
Yeah, but this is good. We will look at that, Getika.
Yeah, because I've seen even certain assignments of certain students wherein even I've felt that they have not uploaded the picture, even though they
Okay.
would have done, but it's not seen in the feedback when we are asked to do that.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
great. Sounds like
Yes.
a bug to me. We
I'm
will investigate. Absolutely.
yes, and
Yeah.
yeah, and we will send an email. You will know
Okay,
when
thank
this
you.
is sorted out.
There is one more question in the feedback mission. When as a teacher I'm asked to give the feedbacks, I see same answers being repeated 3 to 4 times.
Yeah, that's a lot.
One task is repeated 3 to 4 times, in spite of the students have just uploaded once, but it is repeated 3 to 4 times in the
Okay.
assignment.
Yes, yes. Yes, today I received an email on that, so I need to see. We need to see if that's a bug because it's if it's repeated, it doesn't seem like we. This is yes, this came up today, so we will look at that because either there is a bug or since it's a repeated question today, I don't think that there are like many groups doing the same thing. So we will look at that.
I mean,
We're
there are many
yeah.
groups. In many groups, I see the questions repeated. It's not
Okay.
just one particular group.
Yeah.
It happened with our group also. I mean, it does happen with our group also.
Yes. Yeah. This came today, and yeah.
Sounds like a bug. So we will
Exactly.
investigate and come back to you. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so just to conclude, feedback missions are really important, and it's good to promote communication by asking questions. Like if there are questions, of course, but like justifying the rating and asking questions. And if you as a teacher student receive a feedback that is lousy or that does not comment more or like does not give you value, you can write a comment and ask for clarification for the rating or something in order to also help the other groups uh, to give better feedback because when I see such feedbacks, lousy feedbacks or like poor feedbacks, I do that, but I cannot go through all the comments. So, and this is the purpose of the community where we all learn, and those that are not giving like up to the standard, they should be pushed by the others. So we all together lift the quality. So
Okay.
and then
And another thing about feedback mission is one assignment given only either a teacher or a student gives feedback on one assignment or both of them give feedback?
yes, both. But the teacher, for example, in your group, you will be giving feedback to different assignments than your students.
Yeah, but either teacher or student or both of them are allowed to give feedback because I see most of the time teachers giving feedback rather than students giving feedback to each other.
Yeah, no, it's both. Teachers and students give feedback, and
So in one
uh,
assignment, they might get feedback from two people or only from one person.
exactly. You should be receiving feedback from two people, perhaps not at the same time, because it goes like the system distributes the assignments.
Okay.
And yeah, and if a teacher or a student or a student group starts a feedback but do not finish in the time that is given, then the assignments goes to that assignment goes to a queue. So you do not receive both feedbacks the same day or the same
Okay. Because I have
at the
not
same
yet
time.
received two feedbacks on one assignment. I've just received my group has received just one feedback on one assignment. That's it.
Okay.
Should there
Yes,
be
it's
more, or?
I think that what is happening now, it's like we have winter holiday. So the ones that are giving feedback are teachers and students who have been on vacation. So I think there is also a
Limited
slow,
resources.
exactly. So
Okay.
but now students and teachers are back. So
Okay.
there should be a faster flow of feedbacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Manda, do you have any other questions regarding feedback mission?
No. No.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. We can go ahead with the
So
project now.
yeah. So this, you know, this is the overview of the course. This is how this look like, and you communicate here. And here is where you can see the pictures. And what you told us is that, yeah, we already discussed that. We will look at that. So now project work. So here are the topics for today, and I will go through everything now. Project work. So the purpose of the project in the YMP is like we want to promote hands-on innovating thinking and collaborative creativity. The collaborative creativity does not stay only on collaborating with your team, with your group, students and teachers, but also with bringing in your project to other people, like either contacting different stakeholders or actors or people related to the problem that you are solving, or solving a problem for specific solving a problem for a specific problem involving more of like involving more people. Like the more people you involve in your project, the more collaboration and creativity can be can come up, can be can happen. So something that happens with the project work is that one of the purposes is to through the project work, students get to understand a local problem and local conditions better. And something that is really key is that they are supposed to be able to apply the knowledge, both the knowledge gained in the YMP plus the knowledge that they already have, to bring a solution to the conditions that they find problematic. So it's both problems and solutions. Bring about local capacity building. It's the purpose is to bring what the group learned in the YMP to their to their locality, either to their schools or their community, neighborhoods, or the area region that they decide to work on. So then this is connecting different stakeholders is related to the collaborative creativity. And the idea is when working with other actors or stakeholders, we are already promoting action and showing action that that will have an impact, either in the lifestyles or in the way of doing things in their localities, cities, towns, or like if it is the school. And all in all, if these four purposes are fulfilled, we are really creating change in perspectives and lives, and that's what we want with the project work. How does this happen? I will come back to this one, but
wait, Paula. Mandar has
yes.
raised his hand. Please come
Yes,
in, Mandar.
Mandar.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, I want to ask about a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
That you assign different classrooms to the people, different countries. Yeah.
Can you repeat your question?
Like you assign different classrooms to the children of different countries. Yeah.
Yes.
And how do you decide the name? Like tetra masala, what's tetra masala finally? We can't get it on net. What's tetra masala?
How do we define the names, you mean?
Yeah.
What does tetra masala means?
Okay. Yeah, the group names, the classrooms. Yes, these are Latin names of plants and nature. It could be animals or plants or yeah, animals, insects, or plants in nature. So they are just selected randomly. So an interesting that's a question that comes very often, and I really like it. And if you look at the stories on the website, sometimes there are groups posting the meaning of the name of their classroom, and there is also some communication with YMP staff regarding the names. So if you are curious about what your classroom, what the name of your classroom mean, go ahead and do your search and share it on the stories on the web page, or you can also share that on Facebook and perhaps even make a question: how many people knows this or what? So yeah. So I will continue. So creating a successful final YMP project. So first, in order to make a good project, and you have to fulfill the overall purposes that I just mentioned before. So it has to be hands-on. It has to involve collaborative creativity. It has to identify a problem and bring a solution, and in your locality, and do something with the locality. That's about the capacity building. If you do this, you will be really fulfilling what we expect, and that would mean that you reach the level of understanding and learning that the YMP is bringing, offering. So so the program is designed to give students the skills to create a quality project that fulfills the purposes mentioned before, and to strengthen teachers' guiding and coaching skills. How does this happen? Like the skills and strengthening teacher skills. There is a natural preparation for project work after, like that happens during the 18 missions. So, so currently, your group, Mandar and Jetica, are already in mission 11. So you are in the middle of these
now
skills.
we just now submitted mission 11.
Okay.
Yeah, you're reading. Yeah, so you are more than halfway, and by now, through the learning missions and assignments, the connection between learning mission and assignments is the offline and online activities, and the assignments are designed to help students to develop skills that will prepare you for project work. If you remember, in mission in mission 2, it's about talking with your grandparents, and then some other missions ask you to ask questions to a local NGO or to contact an authority. So the degree, the level of challenge and communication is increasing through the missions. So by the end of the 18 missions, you will have developed and strengthened, for example, interviewing and questioning and information gathering and grasping. That will help you to create that that stakeholders' involvement and collaborative creativity and other skills that you need in order to create to develop a project that fulfills the purposes of project work. Then the link between assignments and feedback missions is that when we have quality feedback, there is a communication that allows learning. And I think that a great question in the feedback is explain this. Explain why did you do this? Why did you contact it? Why did you ask this and this question? Or why didn't you do it this way? Because like I encourage students and teachers to ask those questions. Why did you do it that way? Because perhaps you will read assignments where the other group did things in a different way that you did or that you would have done in their case. And it's like trying to learn from the experience of others, because you very likely will find similar challenges or similar tasks either in your further missions or in your project work. So it's like really the feedback, the communication in the feedback, and just getting to know how the other groups are thinking and tackling, solving the tasks is it's really rich in order to learn more on how to make things happen. So there is a link behind the milestones or of the YMP, and there is a purpose, and it's to prepare the students and teachers to the project work. Because after completing the 18 missions, the groups are ready. They have the knowledge they have to develop a project work that brings change, or that, yeah. So you have it, and you will see it if you try it. So I think that this is very important for groups to know, like to feel confident that they know what they need to know to do a successful, to do a life-changing or a change-making project. And change is not like you will not change the whole city, but change, if you just manage to help a group of people in your community, locality, or at school to see the world in a different way, to see problems and find solutions. If you are able to help other people see things differently, with the purpose of making our living place, more sustainable, that's already change. Like changing the way of doing things, of seeing things, of understanding things, or changing the way of solving things. That's already change. So I will move to the next. Any question here?
No, I've just posted a question. I think after going through all the project details, We can answer that. Can you give some example of project done so far? So
Yes,
that, or
yes,
share few titles of the project, so
yes.
it might give us an insight or a stimulation to decide what we can do in the project work. So
Okay, yes.
after going through all the details, I think that could be of a good help again.
Yes. Okay. So let's go for some examples. This is really good, of course. Otherwise, it's it's very abstract. So you want examples and then insights on, yeah, the insights. I think we can talk about it like after I go through all.
And even documentation part, I mean, how can we send it to you? And these two
Okay.
things, yeah.
Documentation. Okay.
I mean, can we have we have to videograph it, and I mean, and then can it be in the form of PPT or a movie?
Yes.
What form do you prefer, and how do we send it to you?
Okay.
How do we post it?
I will answer these in order. First, I think the examples
Yes.
will be really useful. So here we
Yes.
have the first one here. These two girls are from Portugal, and this is I would call it more of a social or like an international project. This group they had a contact through the teacher with an NGO in Africa, so that was a special case. But this helped them because what they did is that they asked in the school, in their school, they took leadership on defining a day for no cell phone in the school, and all the money that the students would have used for in sending messages or SMS or ring or calling, they just made a box, so they collected money and then send that money to an organization, to this NGO in Africa to buy school material to a school in a country in Africa. So this project mixed energy, like if you don't use your cell phone one day, your mobile phone one day, like you don't need to charge the battery, then you are perhaps more focused, and there is there is also this social like cooperation, like we together can put money together, and there was the economic aspect of sustainability, and it was like just the skill of organizing and taking leadership on organizing one day. I don't know if how many days they chose, but organizing this. So you can see this was a successful project because it bring in different aspects of sustainability, which is social aspects, helping a poor school with low resources in another country. It could have been in their country also, but this happened to be this way. So it was the social aspect, the economic aspect with the money, sending the money, and then the environmental aspect with energy. And I don't remember, but I think that this project gives a good excuse to have a conversation with all the participants in the project at school, for not having a discussion on how it is to not to use your mobile phone, and do we really need to use it, and some of consumption. So it was a rich project. Another example is these Chinese students. They generated, they created biogas generator. It was they now yes, this was biogas. I think I'm mixing this project. I always mix this project with another one that I really like, and I will talk about it because I have it more fresh, and it came to me now for any reason. So this biogas generator. Yeah, okay. There was also a group in China that they had identified a park in their neighborhood where there was elderly people like doing exercise. Like they had like some static bikes and other machines that they used there. So their idea was to connect those static machines to a electricity generator and light the park with the electricity generated by the elderly people using the machines. So that was a really nice project. And then you see the mix with elderly people, like lifestyle with exercise, energy generation, like and using your exercise time to generate electricity. That was a good project. The Swedish group, they developed a system to treat water from a lake in their locality where they live. So they made some water testing, and also like they find a way to to treat the water to chemically, like to separate chemicals. So that was also interesting. They found a problem. There was a specific pollutant in the water, so they just managed to do this. So the projects you can see here is kind of, there's a diversity. Some are more technical, and it also depends on the teacher. Like you can imagine that the Swedish group had a teacher that was like natural science and interested in chemistry, and the Chinese group was more like on the physics. I think physics topic, and so you see, like they mix the three different aspects of sustainability, and they bring in more people, other people. The Swedish group contacted the local authority, and I think that they were the ones also helping developing this way or system to treat water. So. So those are examples, and then you also asked for insights. So here are the insights. I think that we have less time, and I really want. So we have 11 minutes according to my clock. So I will go this. So defining a project work. I think it's really important that from mission 1, now your group is in mission 11, or like starting mission 11. So it's not late. But open your eyes. What do I mean with open your eyes from mission 1? Is that, as I mentioned before, the learning missions, assignments, and feedback missions are a preparation, both with skills, but also they are like all the work done in the mission with the assignments. It's a perfect, it's very rich in helping students to like identify what are the topics that interest them, and then they also through going solving the tasks, they also personally can identify which like their own personal skills. Some students may identify that they are really good communicators, and some others may identify that they are great at making calculations, and so it's really good to open the eyes and like as a student take the responsibility of, okay, what do I really like? What topics do like are like inspire me, and what are the activities that I have really enjoyed in the tasks, and what are the activities that are challenging me? Like perhaps it could be that there is a great communicator, a student that is a great communicator but is shy. So perhaps it's difficult to go and like even to think on the questions, to ask but identify, like, is this a challenge because I need to develop myself and get strength, or is this a challenge because I'm better at writing than at talking? So be very observant of yourself, and then by the end of the, like by the beginning, at the end of the 18 missions, but by the beginning of the project work, when the group sit together, they can see, these are the topics that are interesting for me. And then, like, if it's 3 students, then they would have to just to decide, okay, like, what are the top topics for all of us, like, and compromise a little bit. But it's good to identify what am I interested in. There is a task, I think it's task number 4, that it asks, what do you want to see, or what is your ideal of sustainable, like, how would your town look like if it was sustainable? Or I don't remember exactly what is the question, but it's a little bit of having a vision. What do you want to see in like 20 years? Or what would your city look if it was sustainable? That could give ideas on, like, for a project work. We would like, if the group agrees on, we have this vision for our city, like, it would be sustainable if everybody took their bike. Like, the project could be around biking and transportation, how to promote using the bikes, and organize, perhaps talk with shops and with people that do not use any longer their bikes, and then organize something that makes it possible for people first start understanding the need of using the bike, and then perhaps creating a system where bikes can be affordable for everybody, or perhaps there could be a fund that the group creates in order to get bikes for everybody in the community, in the neighborhood, or like so. But the thing is to identify, like, either a vision, and then how for sustainability, and then how do we make it happen. That will be a great project, or a great way to create a project, like a project based on a vision, on a common vision of the group, for their school or for their neighborhood. So then, like, mission 5 and 6, they talk about, and 7 also, they talk about, like, socio-economic, like mission 5 is on environmental problems, and then the task, one of the tasks is about, like, identifying the most pressing problems in your country or city. Like, go back to the missions and find out, and just remember what were, like, the missions are already suggesting topics for project work, and it's great to go back to them, because perhaps the group initiated a great idea in a task, and some groups just forget that and try to reinvent a problem, or come up with a new project idea while they already have started something in a task. It's really like another exercise. It's like, how are different topics and missions related to each other? Like, try to think systematically, because all the missions, and as you may have already seen, like, the topics are interconnected. Like, social issues are so connected to environmental issues, like with water and water pollution and poverty and polluting the water because people wash their clothes on running lakes, or like, so. And then economics, like consumption, and like, so find the interconnections, so you start making, like, finding solutions also through connections that you make, and understanding the whole picture with.
Paula, we have a late
Yes.
visitor called Kenneth Ochoa.
Yes, welcome, Kenneth. Can
Kenneth,
you
you should
hear
be
me?
unmuted.
Yeah, okay, yes, I'm really happy we have communicated so much with emails, and now he's here. I'm really pleased to see you. Welcome, Kenneth. We are almost by the end of the webinar, but it's a great surprise. I'm very glad to hear you, to see you. So time is short now, but I will go a little bit fast through.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm sorry to be late. My internet connection is pretty bad.
Yeah, no, but it's perfect, Kenneth. Welcome very much. I'm very glad. I cannot see you, but just to have you in the webinar feels very good for me, since we have communicated, as you heard. I said so. Kenneth,
sorry,
if you have,
I needed to mute everybody because there was some
yeah,
strange sound on the line. Please use the function raise your hand or pose a question if you want something. I guess Paula is wrapping up now.
yes. Yeah, if it's okay, I think I will go over like maximum 5 minutes, but I just really, I want to go through this. So, is it okay for you, Håkan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, useful tools. And this relates to like first time management. Like here, it's good to define. It helps very much when the group defines a purpose or what do we want to achieve, like what is the great why are we doing this project, like and this is connected to what really inspires me, and then put together a purpose. The purpose helps the group to keep track and or not to lose track, and to keep inspired during the time you're doing your project work. It's good to know where you are going. So and the purpose is bigger than setting goals, but the goals that you set should be measurable. This is very, very important, because when groups are reporting, it's very hard for us at the YMP to know whether the project really made a change in the society or in the locality or school, if we do not know how was it at the beginning, and how was it at the end. Like if, for example, you can see like you can show this with numbers, like start with like we just have one waste basket in at school, and we want to reach 10. That would be measurable, because then the group can report that they were able to bring 8, but then we can see the change. But if there are no numbers, we do not know if there was a change. And sometimes you cannot quantify, but you can show pictures, like the park looked, or the water looked like this now, and then at the end of the project you can see, and now it looks like this. Or create like take you can like yeah, pictures are good also if it's not measurable, but get creative on finding ways to show the change, like where are we today before starting, and where do we end by the end of the project. Identify your team strengths and divide the work accordingly. Like the person that is a communicator should do the communication, like and the person that is good at writing should be writing. So sort of like optimize your skills. Documentation, I already said. Like yes, it could be film. You can film with your mobile phone, or with any way you can film. I just try to like make sure that, I think the easiest way would be with a mobile phone or a camera, where you just can download it on the web, on your computer. Text, have a journal on the activities you do every day. So when you report your project work, you have your stories, and sometimes if you are invited to present your project work at any event, it's good if you have a journal, because you may not remember the small details of your project work, and the surprise when you find out something, or like realize that your idea didn't work, but find out there was another solution. And so catch your stories, have a journal, like write what happened today during the project work. It may be useful if you have to present in person your project work. I want to stress this very much: communicate and ask questions on the website and Facebook while conducting your project work. You could get ideas from other students. You could get. It's good to communicate, and you can. I think if you want to ask questions on projects, you can. The best way, I would say, it's on Facebook or on the platform, on the stories. But Facebook could be good, because then you don't have to wait for the answer from YMP, but you can find answers from anybody that sees your question on Facebook. And of course, you will not. It could be like, how do you understand this? Like, what would be the reason or the causes of such a problem? Or be creative on communicating, just to help you analyze your problem and the problem that you are trying to solve. And the better you understand your problem, the better solutions you can bring in. And here it's important. It's the thing why it is important to engage stakeholders. First, stakeholders, it could be companies, it could be local authorities, it could be the people in your neighborhood, or if you are doing a project at your school, it could be like teachers and the principal and the person in charge of maintenance. Or so talk with the people doing and experiencing the problem that you want to solve, because they have the real story, and they know what are the causes likely, or you can help them identify the cause. Like, talk to people, involve people, and involve, it could be like just talking to them, or perhaps if it is a company, you can ask them, like, you can come and we identify this as a problem, and you are working with this product, and we think it could be more sustainable if your product was like this, and then can we work with you? And some groups have found some financing from companies, just because they went and tell them, like, we have collected this amount of plastic at our schools, and we do not know, like, what to do. You are plastic. You are creating products from plastic. Would you recycle this? And then they recycle, like the company, the recycling company started making jackets as uniform for the school. So you never know what can come up when you start talking with people, and if you manage to engage them in your case. If you plan to contact companies, start looking for names from the beginning, from day number one, because sometimes it's hard to get hold of local authorities or companies. So you really have to be very proactive to make sure that that you can work with like reach people that you want to reach, from NGOs or from any organization. Like it's useful to engage other people or stakeholders, because you get first-hand information. Then common mistakes. This is important. Lack of focus. Some groups do not have clear goals. So when we look at the project, we do not really know what they wanted to reach. Or, as I told you, the goals are so poorly defined that we cannot see whether there was a change or not. sometimes the problem is not well identified, like we do not understand, or perhaps it's like a poor reporting because the group did not manage to express all what they did, or did not manage to express their problem or their solution. So here, poor project work reporting. Work with your teacher, and a suggestion is present your project report to somebody else at your school, like another teacher, or like, and ask them, do you understand this? Or your parents, or like, do you understand this? So so yeah, it's sometimes it's really a pity that we kind of sense that there was much more in the project, but the group didn't manage to put it on, to write it. Sometimes we can, like, we if we find such cases, we can give feedback on, like, reporting better, but try to do it good from the beginning. So another mistake is that some students just focus on a problem on environment and forget to mention, at least to mention, social aspects and economic aspects. Because this is important, because we want to see, like, a purpose of the YMP is like to bring a real understanding of systems and like how everything is connected, and basically, especially the three strong pillars of sustainability, that is social aspects, environmental aspects, and economic aspects. So you may not work with all the problems, but just mention the connections there. Some groups focus on data gathering, and they just either make literature review, but there's no action. We need action. We need to see that you brought something to your community. Somebody learned something out of your project. This inability to engage stakeholders, sometimes this is related to starting contacting the companies or other stakeholders late, like after a month, or some weeks before like 2 weeks close to the deadline of your project. So okay, the important thing here is, like, when a group has completed, as I mentioned before, 18 missions, they have already developed skills and capabilities and knowledge in order to be able to create a project that makes a change. If you are not sure about this, communicate on Facebook, send questions to us. I stress the communication on Facebook, because then it's like you don't have to wait until we have time. It's any person that from our community that reads your comment or question, like, can just tell you, give you an idea. So it's either communicate on Facebook or on the stories on the website. But on the website, it could be a little mixed with missions, and so Facebook is a good place, I think. If you manage, like, your project work can be your ticket to compete to prizes and invitations to worldwide events. In the past, we had conventions, and every second year. Now we don't have that, really. We do not know if that will come back or not, but what we have is, like, we get invites to different events around the world now, every now and then, and they ask us, like, do you have students or teachers that can present the YMP and that have made some change, change towards sustainable development? So then we just invite the students to send us to apply to participate in events. And here, for example, is we had an event from the United Nations in Stockholm, and we had students from Argentina, Canada, China, Turkey, and Sweden that developed good projects. Some of the projects that are the ones that I showed here. So they came and they joined. They were talking with renowned economists and people working on research and action on science. And so it gets really exciting when you manage to make a good project work. So now, for example, we have been invited to bring a student and a teacher from an African country to an expert meeting on climate change, and here is a and education for sustainable development in March. So we'll see. You will read about this on the newsletter. Yes. Sign to the newsletter to get to know. We every month will be featuring or reporting good project works and good assignments, so you can learn there also from the experience of others. Okay, this with this I finish. I'm sorry I just went very fast through this, but I can share. I can send you the presentation so you go through it,
and you will
you can
find it on our website within 2-3 days, and you will also find a copy of this webinar on YouTube. But there is a link on our website also. I guess within 2 days, if you have friends or colleagues or somebody who need to see it. Yes, and please don't hesitate to write to us any questions or concerns or anything, and preferably on Facebook, as Paula said.
And something else, I will really.
Sorry, Paula. There was a question here.
Yes.
It's Getika who asked when the newsletter is coming. Actually, last year we just sent out one newsletter, but the plan this year is to send a monthly newsletter. And I guess it's very close to send out the first one this year,
yes.
or Paula?
Yes, next week is coming the first newsletter, like for this year. So so if you have not signed in for the newsletter on the website, just sign in. So but anyhow, all the participants in the YMP will receive it. So yes, you don't have to sign into anything. You will just get it. You will get it in your email. Something else, please feel free to send us questions if you have, either on Facebook, or you can contact send to admin at how is it called, the contact email on the website, and if you please also any comment on this webinar, how to improve it, or any idea on other any feedback from you on the webinar is really welcome. The idea is to improve this, and also if we will have more webinars on project work, and it's not only for YMP people. These webinars are the aim is to benefit everybody that wants to make a project that creates change.
Okay.
Yes,
so
Volkan. Yeah.
Thank you for today, and I hope to hear of you later, and good luck with the course. Okay, thanks. Have a nice evening. Bye.